Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Speaker, thank you. Much has been made about the title of this bill, but I would remind my friends across the aisle that they had a bill called the Inflation Reduction Act, and it spent over $1 trillion, and inflation has not been reduced. I want to thank you for allowing me to speak. Mr. Donalds, thank you, sir. Right now, the city of Washington, D.C. considers a criminal a youth offender if they're under 25 years old. Yet you can be a member of Congress at 25 years old. It seems the Washington City Council believes something magical happens on someone's 25th birthday, Mr. Speaker. They seem to believe that one day, dadgummit, you're a child who cannot be fully accountable for your actions, and the next day, you can serve in Congress. They are trying to be politically correct, as always, by not prosecuting criminals, and the city is suffering because of it. Last year, the House Oversight Committee held a hearing with Washington, D.C.'s mayor on the rising crime in our nation's capital. At the same time, Mr. Speaker, a carjacking was happening just up the street, less than a mile from us, where we are standing today. We can appreciate the irony there, but it's not surprising. Carjackings and all other kinds of crimes are happening around Washington at any given moment. Motor vehicle thefts increased by 107% last year alone. Violent crime increased by 37%. Homicide increased by 29%. And robberies increased by 65%. It is also worth noting that the United States, the most homicides are committed by people 20 to 24 years old, Mr. Speaker. Yet the City Council of our nation's capital is still pushing policies every day that prevent criminals from being brought to justice. The D.C. Crimes Act forces Washington, D.C. to change its definition of juvenile back to kids under 18 years old. It also stops judges from sentencing youth offenders below the mandatory minimum requirements and prevents Washington from changing the current minimum sentencing laws. I urge my colleagues to have some basic common sense. I know that is lacking in Washington, and when people tell me something that is made of common sense, I tell them they have no place in Washington, D.C. today, and that is apparent right here. I support this bill. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. And I would tell that family in the back that had that sweet little baby boy making those noises that he was not bothering us one bit. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.